Our hearts go out to Teddy Jr. and Patrick and Kara and Vicki, with whom I spoke this morning, and the whole Kennedy family. You know, Teddy spent a lifetime working for a fair and more just America. And for 36 years, I had the privilege of going to work every day and literally, not figuratively, sitting next to him and being a witness to history. Every single day the Senate was in session, I sat with him on the Senate floor in the same aisle. I sat with him in the Judiciary Committee physically next to him. And I sat with him in the caucuses. And it was in that process, every day I was with him, and this is going to sound strange, but he restored my sense of idealism and my faith in the possibilities of what this country could do. He and I were talking after his diagnosis, and I said, you know, I think you're the only other person I've met who, like me, is more optimistic, more enthusiastic, more idealistic, sees greater possibilities after 36 years than when we were elected. He was 30 years old when he was elected. I was 29 years old. And you'd think that would be the peak of our idealism. But I genuinely feel more optimistic about the prospects for my country today than I did have at any time in my life. And it was infectious when you were with him. You could see it, those of you who knew him and those of you who didn't know him. You could just see it in the nature of the debate, in the nature of his embrace, in the nature of how he, every single day, attacked these problems. And you know, he was never defeatist. He never was petty. Never was petty. He was never small. And in the process of his doing, he made everybody he worked with bigger, both his adversaries as well as his allies. Don't you find it remarkable that one of the most partisan, liberal men in the last century, serving in the Senate, had so many of his foes embrace him because they know he made them bigger. He made them more graceful by the way in which he conducted himself. Well, today we lost a truly remarkable man. To paraphrase Shakespeare, I don't think we shall ever see his like again. But I think the legacy he left was not just in the landmark legislation he passed, but in how he helped people look at themselves and look at one another.